Finish, just continue after. If you didn't finish, just finish after we're done. Um, okay. Yeah, so how we're feeling? How's everybody doing? Are you excited? I'm excited. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to lock in my 5 LCs to get my $100. Help my newbies get their 5 so they can get 100. Everybody just getting $100. Okay, everybody gonna lock that in. So where y'all at? What y'all mind like? What y'all thinking about?
Well, me, I'm excited. I'm encouraged. It's just a matter of, just keep swimming. It's the last couple of days of the month, and normally people tend to shy away if it's not looking the way that they desire it to. But I'm gonna tell you guys this: do not do that. Um, I know Rachel was telling us on Saturday, like, even if you don't hit the mark, if you press towards the mark, you'll always be closer than where you are right now. And so you just want to keep pushing forward. And I'm going to continue to keep pushing forward and do the work because, like I said, or like I always say, you can't cheat the grind and the grind can't cheat you. So I know that as I'm doing the work, the harvest will come. And then another thing that stood out to me from our meeting on Saturday and then church yesterday is just like, we are not like God's timing and our time is not the same. And so we might have a timeline for our goal or set a timeline to reach certain benchmarks or whatever, but it's always in God's timing and just being encouraged that He is, you know, he is outside of time and we're on man's time, but he's on his time and it's always perfect. And so just knowing that he is going to keep me, he's kept me, he's keeping me through all of this is just encouraging my heart. So I'm just pressing forward. I'm excited to end this month strong and propel into July. So that's where I am.
Well, I'll go. This week, y'all, I am just honestly just letting go and let God, like I'm putting in work and, believing that I get where I'm trying to go. Um, so I'm excited for this week. Um, one of the things I've been working on, just paying more attention to basically, my lawyers, people who my follow up. I've been really working on it because like that has been one of my issues. Um, he can't do anything if I don't put it in the work either. So that's kind of where I am right now. So yeah, y'all, I'm ready to get my $100 this week because yeah.
I go. Oh, excuse me. So, for me, like the last couple of days, like I'm just gonna keep pushing because I know where I want to be, and I'm not there yet, but I'm closer than what I was when I first started this month. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep following up and just keep going, keep swimming, and taking my feelings out of it.
That's so good, Jasmine. I was just gonna follow up with that because I think the biggest thing that we have to remember is that it's about perspective and belief. And once you partner those together and believe that I can do this, my team can do this, like God can do anything, right? So it's up to us to just put the action behind what we're believing God for. And then perspective, like you said, Jasmine, you're much closer than what you were when you started at the beginning of the month. So keep that in the forefront of your mind. Like it's gonna happen. It's not on me in the sense of like timing, but it's on me in the sense of action and what I can contribute to. So that's really good. Who else got something?
Hey guys. Okay. I'm excited. What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm excited. June definitely, I think all of it is something to learn from, right? So looking at the past weeks, I'm excited about ending this month. I'm excited about like brand new distributors, teaching them like I just got a distributor yesterday, and just like seeing how excited she is. Like, it's like, yes, okay. So I think you guys always talk about it. You always say it. It's like fresh blood, fresh blood. It just is, it's exciting. So like being able to teach somebody something new, it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's fun. Like that's fun for me. And so just I'm excited for the rest of the month going into July and August. We're midway through this year, and it's just like, even looking back over the beginning of the year, it's just like so much has grown, right? And so I'm being really appreciative over that and just continue to go. So yeah.
Cass, I love new blood. That's one of the reasons why I like doing the Newbie Power Hours. It's so exciting to equip and encourage people and really teach people how to work this business. So I know one thing that I've been working on since my last one-to-one with Rachel is getting very specific and clear on my goals. So my goals were too ambiguous, and so it left room for anxiety, confusion, and stuff to creep in because I wasn't crystal clear on what it is that I desired. But then it also didn't give me, it also, I just didn't, my fight wasn't the same because I wasn't like crystal clear on what it was that I wanted. And so just working on being super, super clear. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. So in the beginning, or when you're running from something, it's like, you can know what you want and you can be okay. Well, you can get away with your goals being ambiguous because you know so much about what you don't want, and you know so much, you're very clear on where you're running from. But when you're in the process of transitioning from running from to running to, you have to know what you're running to. Like, you have to know, you have to be clear about that. And so going to the next level, that was just something that I had to get straight. Like I wasn't going to be able to get there if I didn't have a direction. It's just like going somewhere without a map. You just mindlessly driving. So yeah, that's just something that I've been working on. It's just getting really, really crystal clear on what it is that I desire and what I'm running to, so that I have a specific aim.
I'm gonna say one thing when it comes to clarity and it comes to, because first of all, let me explain to you guys, it does not stop. So just because you become clear on something and you get okay, this is clear, it's okay, you're on to the next thing. It's the hashtag and then what. I promise you, you will always have to seek God's face for something. Like it does not go away after you move. It's like from thing to thing, I promise. So you have to get really good at asking for clarity and seeking God's face. Is crazy. What he had to say on Saturday, was it Saturday or yesterday? I don't know when he said it, but you know what? And I've heard this before, so this is not profound. It's not something that's new, but a lot of times what happens is people get so comfortable and you don't need God anymore because things are not, the heat is not that hot. And so God has to allow the heat to get hot so that you can go back to your prayer life, so you can go back to your devotion, so you can go back to fasting. And that's crazy because a lot of times when it's the opposite, when things happen, it's like, all right, so much is going well. Like, I can fall back a little bit, prayers get a little weak and they not as deep, and you're not pleading and seeking God's face like crazy because you're not clear, right? So he'll let the fall come because you forgot who I am. Like, now all of a sudden, since you think you got some clarity, like you don't need me, or you don't need to seek my face like this, or you don't need to spend time with me. So like and it's constant, it's a constant, and I'm sorry, because it's just the nature of the business and what you're in. I'm just going to be honest. It's the nature of the business and what you're in. And I'm going to tell you, this is what happens when people hit their highs, right? Oh, I promoted. I'm on top. I know what I'm doing. Like, I know where I'm going. It's on and popping. And then you think you lit, and you need to go back to where you were when you didn't know if you would be popping, if eSuite would switch over, if the loyal customers would come in. And I'm gonna tell you, what was it? Jokel said in the comments about journaling, a lot of times what happens is you're doing too much. Like you are overstimulated. Okay, so it kind of reminds me of the conversation that Mike had with the top enrollers last month when he did the movers and shaker call, which hopefully you guys will be on there with me. But he did the movers and shakers call, and he was just pretty much like, you cleaning your desk, like, bro, that's not bringing in loyal customers. And I'm not saying don't clean your desk, because that can clear your mind, but you're counting that as like working your business. That's not working your business, baby. You cleaning your house. That should be on Tuesdays or whatever your day is that you clean your house. That should not be a part of your to-do list for your business for the day. Like, no, that's ratchet. So you're just doing busy work instead of focusing on what it is that you really need to do. And so think about your day, like how much of your day is really busy work? Like, honestly, so it's crazy when we hopped on here. Thank God I didn't had just start my day and I had already did all my clerical stuff. You need a clerical time, and your clerical time does not go into your business time, if that makes sense, and whatever you want to call it. Okay. Because yes, clerical duties is a part of business, but you need two different times. When I'm sending emails to loyal customers, the clients, new loyals, new business partners, whatever, recognition, posting on the page, that is not working my business. Like that is literally maintenance. Like that is being a manager. That is maintenance. It's imperative. I have to do it. It's a part of making sure things flourish. But it's almost like as a wife or somebody who takes care of a home, cleaning your house it's a part of being a mom or being responsible, but it's not a part of engaging and loving on your kids. I mean, having a clean house is loving your kids. I get it. But it's not that engaging part of really spending time with them, getting to know. You get what I'm saying? It's two separate things. And so think about it. Like, you cannot do all of that, and you got all this other stuff going on. And I don't know why this just keeps ringing in my head, but it just is ringing. It's like there is a huge distraction among the team. And I don't know if it's TV for you. And you might be like, I don't watch TV. Boo, do you watch YouTube? Do you watch Netflix? Do you watch Hulu? That's TV, okay? I don't care if you watch it on your phone. That's still TV. Like, I ain't watching TV. You watching your phone, baby. Like, it's the same thing. Like, don't tell me you don't watch TV. Oh, I watch Hulu. That's TV, okay? Like, what in the world? That's TV. Like, so maybe you need to remove that from your life. And I say remove because sometimes it's like, well, I'm gonna just only do it on these days. Like, no, you probably need to cold turkey it and get rid of it, and then maybe go back into it. I remember Brene Brown, she talked about it in one of her books, how she completely let go. She couldn't write her books or something, and so she let go of TV for like 2 years, and now it's just not. She just doesn't care about it. Like it does not have any stronghold over your life. And so how can TV be a stronghold? It can. That is a huge distraction. The news can be a huge distraction. It's anything that takes your attention away from what it should be on. And so I say all of that to say, a lot of times people feel so overwhelmed and consumed because you say yes to too many things. And you think it's things that you need to say yes to, but it's not. It's not. It's so not. It's not. And so, yeah, you may need to journal and ask for clarity, but then you also may need to move your butt and do what it is that you're getting clarity on. Like, if you're getting clarity on the fact that you need to get up at 6 a.m., you need to open up your mouth and say, hey, upline, hey, sideline, or I'm going to introduce a new word that I learned this past weekend in July. It's going to be fun. Anyways, so I be giving things away, making me excited. But there's somebody that you can be accountable to say, hey, I'm going to do this. And sometimes you can say it to yourself, but it's because you are, it's ultimately you proving something to yourself, but it's so much bigger when you say it out loud and you're that accountability is there when it comes to people knowing what it is that you said you're going to do. And so then people are watching in expectation. And of course you want to hit the goal, right? You want to do it. And so you're going to get up and give your best effort. So, and then getting yourself in a position mentally where you don't care what other people think. Like, you don't care whether they agree or not. And then also God give me thick skin. So when they do say something, I act Christ-like back, right? Because people are going to be people. There are. And yes, we work a social media business. So you may put something up, y'all be so surprised. People are, actually, you probably wouldn't be surprised, but maybe you would. Surprised about my reaction, maybe. But like, when this is why I don't share my pregnancy for a long time. I really don't. What was I reading? I was reading something yesterday about this. Cicely Tyson. I'm still reading her book. And she got married to Miles Davis, y'all. And didn't tell anybody, not even her kids. Okay. Nobody did it. They were invited to a dinner on Thanksgiving, and she called Bill Cosby like, hey, can we get married at the dinner that they invited us to? And he's like, yeah, no extra guests, none besides the person who married them. He was like, and so nobody knew. And so it did get out, like it got out. And then people started calling her like, what, you didn't tell me? And it's like, I didn't care to know what you thought. Okay. Yes, I know Miles is a drug addict. Yes, I know he has infidelity issues. Yes, I know, like, I know all of this. I don't need to hear you tell me it. And so I don't share it. Right. But with us working a social media business, that is how we get people in. People buy people, not product. And so you have to ask God to give you thick skin, so that when you put up the post about what you're going to do and you have a naysayer, God, give me wisdom on how to deal with this, right? People may feel some type. I remember the first time we ever shared that we weren't going to find the sex out of the baby. Now it's kind of normal unless you knew, because this is the third time that we've done it. But people are like, why would you do that? Especially family with Zayden, I drove them crazy. And I did it on purpose because I didn't want them to buy a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Buy what I need. Like, I don't need all this clothes. You know how aunties is? Brianna got like 7 aunties. I don't need all these clothes. You know, I do need clothes, but I don't need all these clothes. You know what I'm saying? Just buying stuff just to be buying it. Buying me diapers I don't want, I want a particular type of diaper. So I decided that was my own personal decision. But with that personal decision and me sharing that personal decision, I had to have thick skin to be respectful. I could easily been like, it ain't none of your business, but that's not Christ-like. It's not, so I have to ask God for how to say these things. And so it's going to be the same thing when it comes to your goal. It's going to be the same thing when it comes to your dreams, your ambitions, your beliefs, like all of these things that you're sharing. You're going to have thick skin as you share it. And so that's another thing, but you get that thick skin by being with Christ and by yourself, you don't want your thick skin to be based on somebody hyping you up. Because what happens when the hype goes away? When the hype goes away, your skin will no longer be thick. That ain't good. You will always need somebody to hype you up in order to succeed. You're not going to always have somebody. I'm telling you, people are not loyal. As much as it's such an oxymoron, right? As much as we're supposed to love people and like think the best of them and all these things and serve God, right? People and use people, because that's how God does things. Come on, this is your team. At the end of the day, you still have to love them. You still have to believe in them. You still have to use them. You still have to engage with them. We are overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. You're actually supposed to share when you're healing with the community. Like that's how you heal. And so it's like, how I do that? When they might say something behind my back, they might. But at the end of the day, God is always in control. And so you're doing it for you and not for them. And so that was a long tangent from what Ms. Jokel shared. But I want you to know, like, when you start to journal and really do these things, you really just gotta, when you get focused, I'm gonna say this last thing, when you get focused on where it is that you want to go and what you really want, you can't be deterred. I'm gonna give y'all an example. So Brianna and we have been doing research, probably about 2-3 years for real, but within the last 8 months, we've had to get really serious about it. We have to get a new vehicle. And so we have been being very patient, and we know what we want. So sitting down and having a conversation with one another, not just about the vehicle, but about the payment, about how much money we want to put down, like so many just different specifics. Do we want to order it? Or do we want to go on the lot and just get something? What color do I want? Like just getting to the specifics. And knowing that, okay, let's go check this out. Let's go test drive it. But here's the thing, when you go, if you've ever went to go buy a car, you've ever went with somebody who buys a car, you know that they're there to get the sale. Car salesmen are not the same as us, okay? They want their sale, they want their commission. It's how they eat. Like, and anyways, so they don't always have your best interest at heart. Some do, some don't, right? So they want you to get a used car. They actually get paid more when you get a used car than when you get a new car. So they're going to push certain things on you. But if you're clear on what you want, it doesn't matter what they say. And you're always in control. I learned this the first time I bought a car after It Works and I had money to put down. They could not deter me. I'm in control. I know what I want. I know how much money I have to give you. I know you actually need what I have. Somebody wants the cash down. Like they want, this looks good on your resume for you to sell me a car. And so when I understand that, it's the same as knowing who you are. When you understand that, you cannot be deterred to fall for the okie doke. There ain't no okie doke. So today we're going to look at vehicles because we want to see how this specific car looks and how it drives and if it's good for our family. There will be no running of credit. You won't be doing it. We're not buying a car today. We're just not, because I know what I want. And so the real question is, have you spent the time in isolation to figure out what you want, instead of saying, okay, God, is this what I want? And then tomorrow you on somebody's page trying to find what you want. Like you scrolling through, well, what does she want? Is that what I want? I could easily do that. Like, y'all know all these top income earners got Yukons, and like, I don't want that. Like, it's not what we want. But if I'm following them, I mess around and have a Yukon XL or a Denali. Like, I don't want that. And a payment I don't want neither, because I sure don't want that neither. The cars cost like $80,000. I might as well go ahead and buy my G6, okay? Like, figure out how to put a third row in that thing. Like, for real, that's not what I desire. But in my own time of isolation and spending time with my husband, we can figure out what we want and what works for our family. And so, are you really doing that? Or are you journaling in the morning and then consuming social media all day and then going back to God like, this is what I want, after you done consumed what they want all day? And it's not necessarily what y'all talked about. And that's another reason why you should stay off your timeline and work your inbox. Like, some of y'all need to put the thing on where the blocker that Facebook gives you, so you're not on your timeline at all day. Sometimes, you know what? I go on Instagram sometimes. I don't know, I'm full today. I go on Instagram sometimes and some stuff will pop up, and even on my feature page, people I'm not following. And I'll go through and like, I'll see them. There was one particular thing I saw, and I'll see, I guess they suggested it because some of the people that I follow or follow me liked it. And I'm seeing, like, how do y'all have time to like these famous people's stuff? Like, I don't, like, I'll be going through like, dude, you signed one loyal customer all month long, but you didn't like all their pictures. I'm so confused. How do you say you really want to do this business and you are so distracted? You know how many kids they got? They done went to Disney, and you like their outfits. Like, you over here fascinating like about their life, but you have signed one customer. It is the 28th. But then you come and say, Rachel, I want to do this business. I want to succeed. And it's like, your actions do not align with what you say you want. Stop allowing yourself to be distracted. That's a prayer. God, open my eyes to the things that are distracting me. That is a prayer. God, open my eyes to, and then have the nerve to unfollow. You ain't missing nothing watching these people's lives. Like, boo, I'm telling you, unless you are grasping from them and implementing, you need to let it go. Like, for real, go turn on Elsa and let it go. Like, for real, I'm serious. Like, you probably need to twirl around in circles and imagine you on your ice castle. Like, I'm for real. You need to let it go. I'm for real, because at this point in life, what you say you want is not congruent with what you do. And I'm gonna tell you, it's concerning as a leader. And it puts me in a place of just praying, God, show them, because Jesus, Lord, they say they want this, but their actions show something totally different. And so, are you really doing what it is that you say you want to do? Or do you clean your desk and say that you worked for the day? Like, are you really doing that? And it's crazy because somebody had, one of the leaders was like, oh yeah, I'm signing such and such distributors today. And it was her house day. I said, no, boo, wash them clothes. Like, just let it go. Like, seriously, get what you need done. Like, I'm telling y'all, my house day, I am playing defense. So yes, I would love to sign customers, but my goal is not to sign customers. My goal is to clean my doggone house. That's my goal. My goal is to wash these dishes. My goal is to not just wash the clothes, but to fold them and put them away. Okay. Like, that's my goal. Like, my goal has nothing to do with necessarily sending 100 messages. Like, if I do it because I have a little moment, great. But if I send 100 messages and I still got clothes that's not folded at the end of the day, I pretty much wasted my day, because now I still got to get these clothes done when it's my house day. I allotted a day for it. And so, listen, that's a lot, but you can do it. I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. Even in the midst of your worst day, like, you can still do these things. But I'm gonna tell you, less is more. Less is more. Less is more. We have consumed so much in our life that we are so full of BS. I'm just gonna be real. Full BS. We talked about this. I don't know. I talk a lot. We talked about this somewhere. And we was talking about how, like, after I turned 30, it was like, Jesus, can we get rid of all of this? Like, I've been spent my whole life BSing, like, for real. God, get rid of it. Like, let's get this stuff out of here. I want a clean slate, And so the real question is, have you even given yourself permission to clean your palate? Some of y'all need to go smell some coffee beans, okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You smell the coffee beans in between perfumes. Like, go smell the doggone coffee beans. For real. Like, you need to do it, because your palate is you don't know what kind of perfume you like. They all mixing together. Oh, that smell the same as that one. No, it don't. Your palate is jacked up. That's totally different. That's musky and that's spicy, I think. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, for real, that's sweet, whatever. You know what I mean? But if you do back to back, they all start to smell the same. And you like, that smell no, it does not. It's you. And you need to clean your palate. And in order to clean your palate, you have to get away from the other perfumes for a moment. And perfumes can be a high, right? Perfumes can be like, oh, that smells so good. I feel good, feeling good. Like, just feeling great. And just like, no, like, oh, TikTok makes me feel good for the hour. Okay. And then your business at the end of the month is suffering. Like, what are you talking about? You really have to be led by what it is that you desire and not led by how you feel. It doesn't work like that when you really want to be successful. So, yes. Hopefully that was helpful to somebody.
That was so good. Can I just say, I was obedient yesterday and actually had a house day. And listen, God bless my business. I had 2 LCs just closed. I said, oh, okay, Lord, let me keep cleaning up. But I actually cleaned up everything, and I just feel so much better. Like, going into this week, like, with everything done, I don't have to wash a dish. I said, like, everything is just clean, like everything. And I'm just like, okay, I actually feel better going into the week. So it's definitely, like you said, yeah, it'll change your life. It's changing, okay? Because just going into this week with a clean atmosphere and everything's in order just makes me just feel better, and I'm able to just be clearer on a lot of things. And then also, when you were talking about clarity, I know for me personally, I did a personal fast last week because I felt like I needed some clarity on a couple of things, and just TV was one of those things that I had to remove from myself. I didn't think that I did a lot of it, but I felt like it was something that needed to be taken out of the mix for me, because I felt like it just was a distraction. Like you said, it was a distraction, and it was. And I was just like, okay, so there's no TV unless it's on my Sabbath. And that's when I'll do it, if I do it then. And because it's not needed. It's a want, it's not a need. And really understanding the difference between what I want versus what I actually need. And that's going down to my food intake too, with just what I need versus what I want. Like, I would want a cheeseburger. I would want these things, but what do I need? I need the veggies. I need the, nutritional things and stuff like that. So just really getting clear on all of that last week is set me up for a good week and month.
Hey y'all, good morning. So this was one of the things Rachel had said like towards the beginning. Just like I just really wanted to hit on showing up. Like showing up no matter what. Like no matter what people are doing, no matter what your team is doing. Like now that we're getting into the summer, it's easy to like look around and be like, "Oh, where's so and so at and where's so and so at?" But you have to stay so focused on your business and like Rachel was saying, like what you want to do. So I've personally been taking lots of time to just journal and reevaluate that and then what. Because I know when I went double, I was shocked. I shocked myself. And so finding that and then what, and I remember us having that conversation after dying, and it was like, and then what? And then double came, and I'm like, crap, it's and then what again? And then what? And then what? Like it's always the next thing. So if anybody's just dealing with like, you know, feeling like they're not focused, like just continue to show up, like Monday meetup, power hours, power 30s, like anything that we post in the page, y'all show up and utilize them. And just know that like you need the room or the room needs you. And I constantly tell myself that, like, even if I get on a power hour and it's me on there, like for 30 minutes last night, I was on a power hour by myself. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show up. I'm here. Somebody got on and we finished out the night. And, you know, I even had to hit on that then. Like, you keep showing up no matter who's on here. Like, you show up. You keep growing and you get the one-on-one attention. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt in my spirit I needed to say that. But I'm excited. I woke up really excited to see one of my newbies on Top Enrollers. I was like, yes, Jesus. Even though I wasn't on there, I was elated that she was on there. So that was really exciting. She's going Ruby this month. God is carrying us through. She is enrolling. I'm excited. So, and we talk about this too, like every season, like every month is not your month to promote or like your month to be so dang on focused on you. And so just seeing like my newbies and my team rising up, I'm really, really excited. Yes, hashtag it's a win for me.
So I'm gonna tell y'all this. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And let me tell you, that's the same when it comes to your business. And so my question to you today is, are you unstable? Are you double-minded? Are you one day wanting to promote, the next day you want to just sign DTs, the next day you just want to bring in volume, the next day you want to quit, the next day I'm just posting today? Like, are you double-minded? Like, are you all over the place? And so this is why we take the time. I had leadership tell me their goals on Saturday, and they still have time to pray over them. They still have time to get clarity on them before they go into the next month. And so the question is, are you double-minded? Like, are you not sold out to your business? Are you still trying to figure out if this works for you? You know, I'm still trying to figure out if this is working for me. Like, boo, that's like, Lord, that's have you ever been in a relationship where you just trying to see if it's working for you? Like, it's not working. Okay. It's not. If you in a relationship and you trying to see if this is working for you, it's not working. Like, you're not committed. You're not, you have to stand firm on what you believe in the relationship, but you should be trying to see if it's working. It should be working because you're working it. And so the real question is, are you really clear on what you said you wanted? Like, it's the 28th. You should be trying to, and this is for everybody, include myself. You should be trying to figure, and I'm not saying this, there is no pivot. There is a pivot, but you should be clear on what you're doing. Like, there should be a focus on what you're doing, because I had a pivot. I had a major pivot, and it was, but I had to make up my mind. I could not wake up every single day and be like, okay, should I go back to this route or should I stick to this route? I had to stick to it. It should not be, hey, oh, it's a cab over there. I cannot be distracted. I have to stick to what it is that I said I'm going to do. And that's the thing when it comes to this business. There are so many ways to win. There are so many, and there's a different definitions of winning. There are so many different things that you can be doing, but you have to know exactly what you want and the exact goal that you're determined to reach for the month. And that's it. That's it. Everything else is excess. Everything else is excess. Like, it's just extra. You have to know exactly where you're going. And what happens is people get to this point of the month and they like, okay, what can I do? Right? That's what you're just like, what can I do? It ain't what can I do? What are you going to do? Because what did you say you were going to do? That's what it is. But it's now it's like, okay, well, it doesn't look like, no, it doesn't look like, because you're not focused on it. You're not focused. I'm telling y'all, like, it's crazy how the enemy can come in and mess with your mind, and you let him. You let him. Y'all, you have to be so sold out. I just go back to the month that I went Ambassador Diamond. Y'all, thousands, not one, not two, not 10, thousands of volume needed, tens of thousands. Okay. I was not worried because I had one focus. And I believed that God said it was going to happen. And so that was the one focus. I was not deterring. I was not over here trying to figure out, okay, well, what cabs can I get today? No, it was the one focus. And if I got cabs along the way, awesome. But it was the one focus, because I truly believe when you're building your business right, you'll get the cabs anyway. Right? So one focus. So what is your one focus of the month that you stop focusing on? That today, and God can do a lot in 3 days, that today is the day that you're going to decide, God, put me back in focus. I mean, last week alone, I brought in over 400 in volume by myself. So don't tell me about some little measly 400 box. That's nothing. And instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, worry about what you're doing. What you doing? What my teammate, no. What you doing? How much in volume have you brought in? Like what? How many customers have you signed? Like, that's what your focus is. Yes, we want them to participate. But if they don't participate, you provide the fire, I'll provide the sacrifice, period. And so is that where you are when you're focused on what it is that you say that you really want? I'm telling you, the hunger got to come out. You have to get hungry. You have to get hungry. And if you're hanging around people, including yourself, that's not hungry, you need to get around somebody else. I'm gonna say this and I'm about to go on mute. Listen to y'all, because I didn't get to my appointment. But y'all. Oh, I'm sorry if you're older. Forgive me, because I'm just gonna speak my truth in this moment. Okay, forgive me in advance. Just know my heart. Okay. Yeah, old people something else. Okay. I did my grandma hair on Saturday. Lord, love her to death. Okay, Jesus. Shout out to you if you watch my YouTube, Grandma. Lord. And my grandma said to me, oh, Jesus. First of all, I know I've gained a lot of weight. Okay, I know my first trimester was rough. Okay, it was the roughest I've ever had with any child. Okay, it was rough. Oh, damn, how old people just say what's on their mind. And she was like, first of all, so we go to Disney in September. And she was like, are you going to be able to walk in Disney? I was like, I mean, you're just gaining weight faster than you did with all the other ones. I'm like, Grandma, are you serious right now? Like, I would hope that I'm not depressed about my weight, because I was a little bit. But Jesus, if I was depressed about my weight, I'd be out of there with that comment. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, let me just go cry in the bedroom and just eat more snacks and just be fat, right? But I was like, Jesus. I was like, you know what, Grandma, like, I'm so glad I was prepared, because I understand her concern, because I am skinny mini. Like, I am normally skinny. Last time she saw me, I had just got off that skinny tea and gummies. Like, I was like 120 with the abs popping. So I'm like, I get it, Lord. But you got to be so in a mindset, y'all, that somebody cannot come in, because I got it. She was concerned. I get it. Be concerned, but I done got my life together. And so now I'm just reassuring her, okay, I'm back to my meal plan. I work out 5 days a week. Like, I'm back, baby. Okay. So praise the Lord. Thank you for your prayers. Okay. So I had to be, but if I was not in a great place mentally, that would have taken me out. It would have. I would have been like, you know what? Or I might even snap, and then, that ain't good. So praise the Lord. Like, but God will test you to see. He will test you. Can I deter you for a moment? Like, are you prepared? Are you truly prepared to go forth? Are you truly prepared to get the win? Are you in the right mindset where you can lead other people to the win? Because if not, are you easily offended? If y'all never read the book Unoffendable, you need to read it. It'll change your life. But are you in a state of mind frame where you are unoffendable, where even people's concern for you, which I get, because hey, when somebody I've gained Jesus probably about 40 pounds. So I get it. I get her concern. But at the end of the day, I cannot let her concern deter me from where I'm going. And so, are you sold out? Are you focused? Do you know? What do you want over these next? Actually, do that. Drop it in the comments what you want over these next 3 days. Drop it in the comments. Drop it.